Ed Davis, of course, the former Boston Police Commissioner, WBZ security analyst. Ed, she was talking about, and I asked her about, did she sense trouble early on as this was, as the demonstrators were making their way across Boston today? I don't want to give away all the trade secrets, but certainly there are undercover people trying to take a pulse, are there not, at that time, trying to see who the rabble-rousers are, who the instigators are, who might be trouble for later on.
Absolutely. You know, there are people out there that are watching what's happening. And, you know, it doesn't take a lot of sophisticated surveillance to identify small groups of people all dressed similarly that are heavily masked and are carrying backpacks with you know, items in them that could be dangerous. So, you know, there are people out there that are watching for that. And with what's happened around the country, I think that the police were pretty much not only prepared but expecting the kind of violence and destruction that we saw tonight. There's been no reports of anyone being killed. There's been no reports of clearly there are a few police officers that are hurt. And you know, let me just say what a tremendous job the men and women of the Boston Police Department did out there today. They showed restraint. They pushed when they had to. They backed up when it was wise, and they made a very limited number of arrests from what I saw here. And you know, the other thing that they did, which I think is really an important lesson, is we used to say this all the time, leading groups of officers in this kind of a pressure cooker situation. We'd say, listen, we have all night. There is no rush on this. This is, you know, if somebody's committing a crime, then move quickly and stop them. But the overall event, this has only been 3 hours. And you know, there have been days of these incidents occurring in other cities. So I think that looking on the bright side, this was handled very, very well by BPD, and I'm very proud of them.
Yeah, and it's easy from the outside, is it not, Ed, to make snap judgments when you see an image on TV, be it an aerial image or something on the ground. But when you're there in the moment and people are up in your face and you're not sure what's happening, that's a tough time to exercise restraint.
Oh, there's no question about it. We used to have to change officers out of a line because one of the demonstrators would target an individual officer and get face to face with them and, you know, spit in their face. And there was an incident just last year where one of my captains was hit with a bottle full of urine by one of the demonstrators. And you know, this kind of disgusting activity is unacceptable, and then you wonder why police officers get angry and lash out. Now, I'm not talking about what happened in Minneapolis. That was a homicide, but just standing on one of these lines, dealing with these guys that are trying to get, you know, a moment on social media is a feat of human endurance.